don't putt like Elvis. There's a reason he's the king of rock and roll and not the king of the green. Most golfers don't even realize that their hips and lower body are sabotaging their putting stroke. But I've got a trick that's guaranteed to fix that almost instantly. It's something I've taught in person for years, but never on video until now. About 8 out of 10 people that I work with in private lessons have way too much going on down here in their putting stroke, from swaying to rotating to twisting, and most of them don't even realize that they're doing it. But I've come up with a really simple, although kind of weird, putting trick that fixes this and makes it almost impossible for you to sway or move your hips during the putting stroke. So in just a second, I'm going to show you what this drill is and why it works. And then more importantly than that, I'm going to give you a little follow-up on how to take it to the course and get the feel that you get from this drill onto the course so that you'll sink more putts. But before we do that, let's talk about how it works and what we're trying to accomplish with this drill. You need to understand that your body moves on 3 planes. First, there's the sagittal plane, which is if you divide your body into the right half and the left half. We don't want to be putting using that plane. Then there's the horizontal plane, which is here at your waist, and it's the twisting plane. But you don't want to putt with that either. You want to be putting with your frontal plane, which is simply making a connected stroke and using the large muscles in your back, your upper back, and in your abdomen to power the stroke. And I know a lot of people struggle with this. That's why a lot of people start out putting like this, arms out, and they're trying to do that. That's not rocking your shoulders. That's not a connected stroke. You'll have lots of problems. So a lot of people do what I do, what I teach. Elbows or arms straight out with your elbow pits pointed straight up like you're giving blood. Tuck the putter in here and then rotate to the ground when you're over the ball, or maybe I should say bend to the ground where you're over your putt. The problem is people get in this and they try to power the stroke with their core and the muscles in their open back, and almost everybody struggles with now a little bit of, you see how my hips are moving there. We don't want that. So here's a simple drill that I use, which helps a ton with that. Take an alignment rod, that's all you need. Drop it on the ground, on the line of a putt. And then you step up to that putt and you stand on that alignment rod. It's a little bit too close, I'll move the ball here. And you want to feel that alignment rod about the arches of your feet. And you want to feel your feet pressing down into that. Now I want to ask you to do something that's going to feel a little bit unusual, and that's make a weight shift during your stroke. Actually shift weight here, shift weight there, keeping your hips as still as you can, but still feeling more weight on your trail leg and then feeling more weight on your front leg. The reason why I ask you to do that is because if you're shifting weight this way, it's much more difficult to twist this way. We're going to solve one problem and then solve the weight shifting problem. So anchor your feet, feel through the arches, pressing down into that alignment rod, and make a stroke with the weight shifting. I'll do it again. I want to do several of those, but I just want to feel the weight shifting during my putting stroke. And again, that's not a good stroke, but stick with me. What you're doing when you're shifting your weight here is you're stopping the twisting, which is the first thing, but you're also activating this frontal plane. You get a feeling of what it feels like to move the putter straight up the line. You get a feeling of what it feels like to power the stroke by rocking your shoulders. No other part of my body is moving. Now that you've got that, you stand on the same alignment rod, feel the ball, feel the alignment rod pressing up through the arches of your feet, Make sure that you feel that, and then no weight shift and make the stroke. Much better stroke. You feel the alignment rod pressing up into both feet. No weight shift. I've got that feeling of what it feels like not to twist. Now I want the feeling of not to weight shift. And you simply hold that, be perfectly still, and make a stroke. And after you've done that several times, you take the alignment rod out of the equation and you set up. And I want to make that same stroke using my frontal here, my chest, my core, large muscles in my back. And I feel like I'm pinching my shoulder blade into my spine, just rocking the shoulders. Jack Nicklaus talked about feeling the sensation of his legs were planted in concrete up to the knees. I sometimes think about all the way up to the hips for those of you who struggle with the Elvis hip shake during your putting. But try it, setting up like that, making a movement-free stroke, simply powered with those large muscles, and the putts go in just like that. So before your next round, try that on the practice green for 3 or 4 minutes, and then go out and take that feeling to the course. If you feel like that'll improve your stability and help you make a better stroke and sink more putts, there's plenty more where that comes from. My online putting course, How to Putt the Right Way, goes into tons of lessons like this, and it's literally helped thousands of golfers shoot better scores. Be sure and check that out. There's a link on the screen and a discount code for you in the video description. And if you feel like you got value out of this video, then you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment, share it with a friend who moves like Elvis when he's putting. Well, not as good as Elvis. By the way, the Elvis reference is worth a subscribe and a comment. Check out this video on the screen now and make more putts.